The ones who deliver their sharpest work when everything is on fire are usually the same ones who cannot begin until the flames are licking at their feet. We sit with an open document for days. The cursor blinks like it's mocking us. We tell ourselves tomorrow, next hour, after this, one more scroll. Nothing moves until the deadline transforms from a distant idea into a living threat. And then the words pour out like they've been waiting in the dark all along. I'm not going to tell you to just start earlier. I'm going to tell you why you literally cannot, and why understanding that changes everything. We watch colleagues start projects weeks early with strange calm. Part of us feels superior they will never taste. The particular electricity we know. Another part feels wrecked because our version always extracts more than it gives. Or that promise we made our partner. This weekend I'll finally tackle it. We meant it completely. Yet there we are at 3 a.m. while they sleep in the next room. The guilt tastes metallic. Still, we repeat the cycle. What if this isn't a flaw in your character? What if it's simply how your particular nervous system was built? Most of us grew up believing importance should be enough. Do the thing because it matters. But researchers studying attention and motivation, particularly in ADHD brains, though not only there, have identified something they call the interest-based nervous system. In neurotypical brains, importance and duty are sufficient to activate the internal chemistry needed to begin. The brain hears this matters and releases the fuel. But in a significant portion of people, that pathway doesn't fire the same way. Importance feels theoretical. It's visible, but it doesn't ignite anything. What does ignite it? Novelty, challenge, passion. And the one that concerns us today, urgency. Only when the consequences get loud enough does the shift happen. The dread of not starting finally outweighs the resistance to beginning. And something in the brain finally moves. This isn't a character problem. It's a chemistry problem. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you stop spending your energy on shame instead of strategy. Here's where it gets complicated. Because there's a guilty thrill when that switch finally flips, isn't there? You open that document at 2 in the morning, after days of avoidance. The house is silent, except for the low hum of the fridge. Your chest feels tight. And then, it happens. The ideas don't trickle in, they flood. Connections appear that daylight never offered. For those 90 minutes, you are not broken. You are electric. The world sees someone who can't get their act together. You know the truth, that somewhere in that chaos, you were more alive than you'd been all week. That's not a character flaw. That's the tax. Because the same night that produces the electricity also costs you something you can't immediately name. Every time the sun comes up and you swear it won't happen again, a small deposit gets withdrawn from your trust in yourself. Quietly, consistently, until the debt starts to feel like identity. Think of it like a bowstring. The arrow never flies when the string hangs loose. You have to pull it back until your muscles burn, and the tension itself becomes the release. You don't lack the arrow. You've been living in the drawn position. The problem isn't the tension. The problem is that you've been the only one deciding when to let go and only doing it under fire. Let me stop you right there if you're thinking this gives you permission to wait for chaos every single time. Because here's the other side of it. There's a moment, maybe you've had it once, where the pattern broke, where you deliberately created a smaller, artificial pressure before the crisis. A public commitment, a bet with a friend, an earlier fake deadline you actually believed. And it worked. Not perfectly, but enough. The relief felt almost disorienting, like discovering that the enemy had been protecting you, and now you finally knew its name. That single project where urgency aligned with genuine care, where the pressure didn't just force the start. It revealed something true in the work itself. That's what's possible when you stop waiting for the crisis and start engineering the conditions instead. You are not someone who needs to be fixed. You are someone who needs a different ignition sequence. Not the slow burn of importance. Not the 2 a.m. terror. Something you built something smaller, earlier, designed for exactly the kind of brain you're running on. We stop calling ourselves lazy. We stop apologizing for the way we're built. We learn the exact tension our particular bow needs, and we use it. The same pressure that saves you at 2 a.m. is quietly breaking your trust in yourself by morning. You already knew that. Now you know why. And knowing changes the walk.